All right. So I've moved the camera now. So today we're going to focus on a few different things. Physically, we're going to focus on booty, the glutes, in lots of different movements. So most of you kind of know that I'm obsessed with glute movement because I've had knee injuries from lazy glutes and sitting down a lot. So I do spend a bit of my time working on those because a lot of yoga practices don't activate the glutes in a way that is obvious, I guess. So yeah, I try to make it a little bit more obvious with some of the moves that I do. And spiritually, we're going to be focusing on mindfulness, which is kind of a buzzword that gets thrown around a lot, and it's kind of, I guess, a cool thing to talk about at the moment. But there's a lot of different tools that you can use for mindfulness, and one that I really like, that works really well for me, is mantra meditation. And does anyone want to have a crack at guessing what mantra means? Just like, what do you think mantra is?
I associate it with like having like a word or a phrase that you just repeat over and over.
To yourself, yeah.
It's literally what it is. Yeah, it's a word or a sound that's repeated in your mind. Yeah, you definitely get a gold star. Teacher's pet. Yeah, it's just a phrase that you repeat. And why it's good and why it's helpful for someone like me, when you have a lot of things going on in your head, it can be useful to have something to focus on, because in Buddhism they call it the monkey mind. And so how I imagine it, which is quite funny, is a little monkey sitting in my head with a gong like that, just going bang. Say, give me attention, like I'm thinking of all these things, like what you said to your boss, like have you upset someone, you know, all these random things, your stressful stuff you need to do for work, what you need to cook for dinner, all these to-do lists, you know, competing for your attention. And when you come into yoga, you get into these long holds and you're just in your head thinking about all these things that you need to do, or expectations that other people have of you, or that you have of yourself. So I like mantra, and you can choose one for yourself today because it should resonate with you. It shouldn't be something that you're given. It should be something that feels right. So a couple of options. You can choose something like, I am worthy, I am enough, or I do my best and it is enough, or I am loved, or something really simple like relax or I release. It's something, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's anything that you kind of want to bring into your life that you think makes you feel good and is either a goal or something you want to work on. So if you don't have one, you can just have release. I release what is not serving me, for example, could be a good one, or just release. Okay, so come down onto your backs and we will have a little practice of that, and you'll get another opportunity also at the end of the class in your meditation or your shavasana. So we'll take a couple of big breaths in together. So deep breath into the belly and exhale through the nose. Taking another big inhale. And another big exhale. Allowing the breath to just be natural. And imagine that mantra that you've chosen. And repeat it softly to yourself. Maybe as you exhale, that is when you say the word in your mind. And it is a soft repetition without too much force or effort. And you can imagine that the mantra is like a feather when you drop it in a still room. And it slowly moves its way deep into the mind or to the floor. And if the mind starts to wander, you can gently, without judgment, bring your mind back to the mantra. Keeping the breath deep and smooth. And take 3 more breaths, just like this. And on your last exhale, if you place your hands on your belly so that I know that you're done, maybe bending the knees and windscreen wiping the legs from side to side to bring yourself into the room. Blinking the eyes open, coming back into your body, and leaving the mantra aside for now, but knowing that it is there for you in the practice if you ever need a point of concentration. We'll start with some gentle back bends. So bring your heels in so you can tickle the backs of your heels. There we go. And we'll come up into a low bridge. And I'm sorry for those of you who just did Pilates. So, not really. So imagine you're squeezing your block. So you imagine that's going to engage your thighs. Tilt your tailbone towards your heels and bring your ribs in. And from here, left hand up to the sky, right hand gently pulls the fingers back, and we'll do little pulses. Just up towards the roof, activating the glute. Very small, nothing, you're not going like really down to the ground, just pulsing up. Keep pushing through those heels. Hold it at the top, swap hands. So we go to the right side, pulling the fingers back towards the face and keep pulsing. Keep that deep belly breath from the start of the class. So we're keeping in that relaxed state for now. Last one, stay at the top and hold. Release the hands for another 3. For 2, for 1. Bring down the upper back, middle back, and lower back. Bring the bottoms of the feet together and knees out to the side for butterfly pose. Take a little breather. And we're coming up into a bridge with the feet staying like this. So how it works is that we're bringing the hips up, and we're going to do the pulses from here. So the hips come up, and you can have the hands up as a second option, and you start your pulses, and you can rotate your wrists in. So this is a bit of a coordination thing as well, because there's quite a lot going on. So if you make fists with your hands and rotate in as you pulse up, if it's too much, just keep the hands on the floor. Being mindful of the knees. If there's any pain, please stop. Change direction of the wrist twist, so twist in the other direction. This is a really great movement for the glute and stabilizer muscles. You might feel a little wobbly, and that's kind of part of the challenge. Last one, hold at the top, so full extension, hold. Release the hands down for support, and then slowly come down, upper back, middle back, lower back. Knees into chest, give yourself a little cuddle, and maybe some circles with the knees in each direction. This gives your sacrum, the base of your spine, a really nice little massage. Then from here, you can have a little rock and roll forward and back. And no, we're going to stay down. Abs. Almost forgot. So come down. Almost forgot the best part. So we're going to have the heels on the floor like you're coming into a bridge, but move your feet further out. This is going to help you. Hands behind neck and head, elbows up towards the roof. Breath in to prepare, and exhale to crunch up. So bring your shoulders up off the floor, push your heels into the floor, drag them towards you. And then you really start to feel the core engage and sacrum pull in. Inhale to come down, exhale to come up, and then from here, push the heels into the floor, drag them towards you. Rustle hamstrings, isn't it? Inhale to come down, exhale to come back. Push the heels in, drag them towards you. 3 more. Inhale, lower, exhale, crunch. Inhale, lower, exhale up. Look between the knees. Inhale, lower, exhale, last one. Inhale to come down. We add on each time. Breath in to prepare. Exhale, come up, raise the left foot up. See how you feel. Lower it down, breath in. Exhale, come up, raise the left foot up, point through the toe. Lower, inhale. Exhale, rise, point the toe, left side. Lower it down, inhale. Last one, extend, bend, lower. Other side. Exhale, come up, point the right foot, lower it down, breath in, release. Exhale, up, point, lower, release. 3 more, release, exhale, last 3, 2, and 1. Double legs, breath in, prepare, exhale, come up. Can you point both feet? If this feels too much, just keep them on the floor. Lower the legs, breath in. Exhale, rise, point the toes. Lower feet, breath in, lower. Exhale, point toes, feet, head down. Exhale, almost there. 1 more after this, breath in, lower. Exhale, rise, point the feet, lower the feet, come down. Last version, do you know what it's going to be? I'm going to add the arms in too. You ready? Breath in to prepare. Exhale, come up. Rise both feet. Maybe stretch hands overhead or towards the roof. Hands behind head. Feet on the floor. Breath in, lower. Exhale to come up. Raise the feet. Maybe raise the hands up. Hands support the head. Feet down. Breath in. Exhale. Rise. Hands to the head. Feet down. Breath in. 2 more. Can you do it? Exhale. Come up. Point. Hands behind the head. Lower. Last version. Come up. Point. Rise. Hold for as long as you can. Hand behind head. Lower the legs. Whoo. Windscreen wipe the legs from side to side. I don't know how you managed that, Emily and Ross. Well done. After Pilates. Rock and roll forward and back. Coming to tabletop. We'll do some scapular glides, which are bird dogs in yoga. So we're going to raise the left hand up and the right knee. We'll reach forward, flex through that back foot, tap the floor, come back and elbow to knee. Inhale to reach, tap the floor, reach and go down. Inhale, reach, tap the floor, exhale, knee to elbow. Last one, reach, tap, knee to elbow. Come back to center, realign the spine, little cat-cow. So inhale, gaze up, stretch out the core, and exhale, push the floor away. Come back to center, other side. So raise the right hand out and the left foot. Exhale, knee to elbow under the body. Inhale to rise, tap the left foot to the floor. Exhale to crunch. 2. Tap the foot down. Exhale, 3. Inhale, lengthen, tap. Exhale, curve the spine and crunch in. Inhale, lengthen, tap. Exhale, crunch. Last one, inhale, lengthen, tap the toes and crunch. Lower the hands, little child's pose if you need it. Take a breath. Push up onto hands and knees. And then we'll walk the hands forward, tuck the toes, come into a downward facing dog. First one of the day, you might want to pedal out the knees, shake the head a little. I like to nod or gently shake my head to release my neck. Also a really nice one to release the jaw is to create space between the teeth and move the jaw around a little bit, just so you're not clenching. So what can happen is when we're doing yoga and focusing, we can really clench our jaw. Turbo down dog. It's been a while since I've had this one in a class. So how it works, you bend the elbows and squeeze them together, almost like you're doing a dolphin or a forearm balance, but your elbows are up off the floor. So you bend your elbows towards the floor and squeeze them together and gaze in between your feet. Your serratus anterior, which is the side of your shoulder that leads onto your rib cage, is working in this pose. It should be hard. Breath out, straighten the arms. Coming into your normal downward facing dog. Lift that right foot up, flex through the foot. Bend the knee. 5 pulses up. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee in line with the other knee. And we're opening out to the side. So almost like, I call this the fire hydrant because it's like a dog doing a little pee on the wall. So you can open that leg out to the side. Just a couple of these to activate through that glute min and glute med. Last one. Lower down. Other side. So left leg rises up, coming into 3-legged dog. Feel that little stretch for a moment. Then bend the knee. And we'll do our pulses up. So we're just pulsing straight up to use glute max. So that heel is just going straight to the roof and that foot is flexed. Exhale, bring the knees down so they're almost on the same line and then bringing the leg out to the side. So we're using that glute to actually rotate the femur out to the side. So the hips are nice and even. They're not opening. It's just that bone, the femur that's moving. Last one. And then lower down your feet. Walking or stepping or jumping your feet in towards the hands and folding over your thighs. Grab your elbows, take a breath. Ragdoll. Releasing through the hands and slowly rolling up, maybe bending through the knees. Hands come behind you, maybe they bind, maybe it feels okay to have your palms touching, maybe not. And then we'll exhale, let that right ear fall to right shoulder and feel this stretch through the side of the neck. If it doesn't feel good for your shoulder to have palms touch, then just open. The head then rolls forward over the chest to the other side to open through the other side of the neck. Closing the eyes and let yourself feel this juicy stretch. Exhale, let the head fall forward, releasing the hands, breath in, reach tall, and exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back into high plank. So you can choose your option here with your chaturangas. You can have your knees on the floor if you like. We're going to bring the chest forward a little bit, then bend the elbows. Keep everything nice and stable and stiff. and come down halfway and hold. Feel those elbows brush, and then exhale to push back up. Inhale to come down, halfway, hold. Exhale, push back up. Last one. We come down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Inhale to baby cobra. Lift the hands and lift the feet if you want. Use those glutes. Squeeze the glutes, which will lift the legs. Chin to chest. Roll shoulders open. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to baby cobra, or if it feels okay, come up to upward facing dog. And exhale, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Pedal out through legs. Nod or shake the head, release that jaw. Look between the hands, step or jump forward between the hands. Inhale halfway, exhale to fold. Inhale, raise hands tall, breath in. Exhale, hands behind you, neck release. Let right ear to right shoulder, close the eyes, breath out. Gently head rolls forward to the other side. Last breath. Gently roll the head forward and back to center, coming into chair when you're ready. Tilt your tailbone, come a little lower into your seat. For this one, you can have your feet about hip width apart. Doesn't matter if you like them together or like this, it's the same pose. It's just what feels better for you. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back into plank. Take your chaturanga high to low plank. Option to have knees up, chaturanga push-ups, or one-legged chaturanga. Breath in, up dog. Breath out, down dog. Inhale, raise that right leg tall, even through the hips. Bend the knees, stack the hip open. Keep the shoulders even, so the twist is from the hip. Exhale, step between the hands. Get nice and low into your lunge. I'm going to get my padding ready because my knees are sensitive, so I have that there. And we'll lower that left knee and come into a deep stretch into the hips. You can come into a bit of a lizard lunge if you like. Hands here or down. We're not here for very long though. Breath out, walk the hands, half splits. Sorry, Russell, after all of the half splits yesterday, I'm like, I need to do these more. So with this, just watch your hips because it's really common to twist in the hips with this one. So just make sure when you're looking down that you're not twisting. Inhale, walk the hands back. Untuck the back toe. Rise up into arrowhead. So fingers pointing back. Ribs in, tailbone tucked. Maybe extend through the arrowhead so hands come forward. Just if that feels good. All right. Inhale to come up into a lunge. Get your claw fingers out. We're going to exhale, come down into a lunge. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lunge. And now just following your breath. Exhale. We have 3 more. Hold it, the last one at the bottom. Rise up, hands to heart. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist over towards the right. Couple of options, you've got side crow, or you can play with floating that back leg, which is my new favorite little option. So you can start to step forward and float the leg in your twist. Have a little play. Staying in the twist is absolutely cool as well. You don't need to do any of those options. One more breath. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Sink deep into the hips. This is a bit of a break. So you can, it's an external rotation of the hips, which sounds weird, but if you push down the blade edge of your back foot, you'll start to notice that it starts to open the quad. Hands come to eagle. Keep that victorious breath. Exhale into humble warrior. So we tilt forward and down. You almost want to come inside the front leg. And then use your right shoulder to gently encourage your right knee out. Hands can come down towards the floor. And keep breathing. This is deep into the hips. Last breath. Hands come down onto the floor, come into a low lunge, straighten out your hip bones, step back into your high plank, and then flow. So optional, lower the knees or full chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, take it slow, use the breath. Breath out, downward facing dog. Pedal out through legs, release the jaw. Turbo down dog is an option, bending the elbows, squeezing them together to wake up serratus anterior. Come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises tall, and exhale, step between the hands. Inhale, we come down into a lizard option. So you can have your hands between your feet or lower that back knee. Take a breath. And then the next breath, tuck the back toe because we're going back into half splits. Coming onto your front heel. Check your hips are even. Lift your chest forward and fold. Stretches, I think you all feel it, so I don't need to say we're supposed to feel that one. Inhale, come back. Untuck the back toe, prepare to come up, get nice and stable. Breath in, arrowhead. Hold it here. Optional, reach forward to extend arrowhead, chin to chest. Keep that strong breath. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Claw hands, here we go, you ready? This is like not a technical yoga move. Claw hands, yeah. Bend the back knee, and we come down and up. So use that breath, using that Ujjayi breath in and out through the nose, a deep, victorious breath. And you can slow it down if you want to go a little slower. And control, let's go one more and hold. Coming up, hands to chest, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist to the left, so towards the lion. Couple of options, you can do your side crow or you can have my new favorite move, where you can float that back leg up and have a play. It's a fun little challenge and it uses a lot of glutes actually, which is why I really like it. One more, one more breath, and then come out. We'll open up into warrior two. Pushing down through the blade side edge of the back foot, coming deep into the front knee. You might need to give a little shimmy if your quad's getting a bit sore. Eagle arms, you want to make sure the opposite arm is over to last time. Just make sure you check, because you normally have one preference. Exhale to fold forward. And you want to come into the inside of the leg and relax the head down. If it doesn't feel nice to have the hands like that, you can just place the hands on the floor. Last breath here. Keep that breath strong. Walk the hands down to frame that front foot. Step back and flow. Choosing your option, high to low. Breath in to come up, and breath out, downward facing dog. Pedal out through legs, option for a child's pose if you need it. Lets me gauge where you're at. If you're not feeling child's pose and you want a turbo down dog or a dolphin, that's another option. Ross, you're hardcore today. Coming back to downward facing dog when you're all ready. Inhale, the right leg rises up. Exhale, knee to nose. So we round through upper back and bring that knee in close to the chest. Push up into the floor. Really nice. Inhale, come back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Hold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Option for a arm balance if you have Kundalini. This is where you take it. Inhale back up and wait for the Kundalini flies to meet us here. Exhale, knee to left elbow. We're not quite done. Straighten the leg, coming into fallen star or fallen triangle. Staying here, option raise that bottom foot off the floor. Foot to floor, hand to floor. Come back to three-legged dog. Breath in. Exhale, step between the hands. Get steady through the hips. So we're going to sink a little bit of movement forward and back. Get your feet onto train tracks. Rise up into crescent lunge. Oh, we're not quite done with the lunges and the glutes today. So we're going to bend into that knee, step forward, and option to kick. Just an option. That's quite hard, so just if it feels okay. Come down, inhale. Exhale, bring the hands into the chest. Optional to hug the knee in or kick the foot out, okay? Inhale, lower. Exhale, come in. Optional kick or pull in. Come down, breath in. Exhale, rise and kick. Inhale down. You've got two more just like this. Exhale, doing great. Well, that was a fast kick, not that fast. Take the kick slow. You're not like Bruce Lee. Inhale to come down. Oh my God, I'm losing it. And open up into warrior two. Coming into goddess pose. So how we do that, we straighten the legs, turn the toes out to the sides of the mat. You want your knees always going in the same direction as your toes. And then sit down into the squat. It's like a sumo squat. Knees out to the side. Hands can come to chest, or you can have your arms up. Whatever feels better. Now a little challenge, you can raise the right heel and lower it down. You can raise the left heel and lower it down. Next challenge, I have to step in a little closer for this one, so maybe you're the same. Can you raise both heels and sit down? Can you pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, fold over the thighs, straighten the legs, wide-legged fold forward. You will need to move your feet a little bit for this. So feet should be now facing relatively straight or pigeon-toed slightly for your fold forward. Toes and knees should always go in the same direction. And this one, just be soft, so let yourself fall. Placing your hands under your head so you feel nice and secure. Maybe bending a little bit into your knees. Those hamstrings are really hindering. You can try bending into one and then the other, kind of like you're walking out your down dog. Gently start to walk your hands towards the front of the mat, coming into a low lunge. Step back and take your flow. Knees onto the floor. Chaturanga is an option, high to low. Breath in, upward facing dog. Breath out, downward facing dog. Taking a breath, taking a drink if you need it. There's mine. Inhale, left leg rises, breath in. And exhale, knee to nose. Push into the floor, round out through the back. Come onto tippy toes of the right foot. This will give you more space. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Hold for a moment. Inhale to reach, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Optional if you have your crow, your Kundalini, you can go for it. Otherwise, come back to three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Straighten that foot underneath you. Open into fallen triangle. Now, a little challenge. Flex your bottom foot. Use your glutes and see if you can lift the foot just a little bit off the floor. Lower that foot down. Lower the right hand. Come back, three-legged dog. Breath in. Breath out, step between the hands. Come up into a crescent lunge. Oh, have a little pulse here first, move forward and back. I almost forgot that. Getting a little bit looser in the hips first. Get ready to come up into crescent. And we go into our little sequence again of balance and lunges. You ready? Inhale, we bend the knee. Exhale to step forward with control. Option to kick or pull the knee in. Inhale to come down, lower. Exhale to come up. Kick, slow, it's hard. Inhale down. A lot of stabilizer muscles working here. Takes a lot of different muscles to do a move like this. Exhale. We have 3 more, just like this. You're doing great. Take it slow. If you need to slow it down, go for it. 2. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pull it in, make a fist. Last one. Come back and hold at the bottom for 3, for 2, for 1. Open up, warrior 2. Maybe you need to have a little shimmy of the front quad, straighten of the knee. Find your eagle and your, oh no, that was the other sequence. Coming into your goddess pose. So feet to the corners of the mat. I'm going to squat down into goddess. So squat nice and low. And have a play with how this pose feels for you. If you want to have a go with raising your heels, you can. So you can raise your right heel up, then your left, and then your right, and left. Now optional if you want to try both. Come down low, but yeah, move the feet, makes it a bit easier. And let's go for pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're doing awesome. Heels down. Shift your feet so they're facing forward and fold over the legs. You might be able to move your legs a little wider for this wide leg fold forward. You can have a play with walking your hands behind you, underneath the feet, or you can interlace your fingers around your big toe, elbows out to the side, and gently pull yourself over your thighs. Last breath. Inhale, come up to a flat back. We'll come into a little twist. So right hand under the face. You can have your hand in a fist and open up through the left arm, twisting through the back. Inhale back to center. Make that fist. Open up to the right. Hand back to center. Hands on hips. Breath in halfway. And then gently come up, bend through the knees. Turn your hips forward, hands come down, move through your flow. Choosing your vinyasa that feels right, optional knees on the floor. Breath in, up dog. Breath out, downward facing dog. Now coming into a child's pose to take a little breather. It's been a pretty intense class. Haven't actually gone through this one fully myself, so getting creative. Come into puppy pose if you would like. So you can slide the hands forward and gently bring the chest down or the forehead on the floor. Just an option if you want to get a little bit more of an opening through the shoulders. Last breath, wherever you are. Gently push up into the hands, coming through tabletop and downward facing dog. Walk the feet in towards the hands. Sweep hands behind you, breath in. Exhale, come into chair. So sinking low. With this one, if you want to bring your feet together and squeeze your thighs together, you can. Tilt your tailbone, ribs in. Now, a little challenge. We're coming up to stag, so you can try floating the right foot And gently bringing it up into stag. Oh, awesome, you did great. Hands onto the shin, option 1. Option 2, hands around the ball of the foot and extending the leg out. So choose the option that you want to play with. If that's too much, you can just use 2 fingers around the big toe, or whichever option is available for you today. 1 breath. Out to the side. So if you have your hand on your shin, you're just opening your leg out to the side. It's the same if you have the bind on the toes or on the side of the foot if you can't get the toe. I've left my little Pilates socks on. There you go. Inhale back to center. Now if you have your shin, you're going to get your left hand and hook it around your shin because we're coming into a twist. If you're using your hand on your foot, you extend your foot, grabbing the outside. Right hand behind you, gaze behind you, coming into a little twist and balance. Inhale back to center, bend the knee, coming into warrior 3. So foot behind you, reach forward. Interlace fingers, place them on your thigh, 5 pulses back. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, fold forward, hands on the floor, standing splits. Optional 5 pulses if you want to take them, otherwise just enjoy the stretch. Last breath. Exhale, step the foot in. Come down into a deep squat. Give those hamstrings a little break. Hands to heart. Take a breather. Connect back to the breath. Maybe even the little mantra that you had. And exhale, fold forward, folding over the thighs. Get big fingers around, get first 2 fingers around the big toe and the elbows out to the side. Pull yourself over your thighs. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, hand sweep behind you. Step your feet together. Exhale, come up into chair. Come deep into the hips, tilt your tailbone. We'll try that little float again. So can you float your left foot up? Can you keep the right knee bent and come up into stag with control? Great. So extending the leg. Optional, just grabbing onto the shin and playing with your balance here. Or 2 fingers around the ball of the foot, extending out. Or first 2 fingers. Wherever you are, extending out to the side. Keeping that point of focus or that drishti. Keeping the steady breath. Inhale back to center. And then from here, swapping sides. So the right hand hooks around and gaze behind you to the left arm. And if you're doing the bind, you can interlace the hand on the outside of the foot, extend the leg out. Inhale, gently come back to center. Bend the knee, step behind you, warrior 3. Little wobbly. Now, a really nice way to make warrior 3 more balanced is interlace your fingers and place them on your thigh to support you. Another great way this helps is it keeps your back really straight as well. Now 5 pulses, heel to roof. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold forward, standing leg splits, optional 5 pulses, or enjoy the stretch. Last breath. Step the feet together, come down into a squat, hands to heart. You can either enjoy your malasana or come into a little crow and a jump back if you're playing with that in your practice. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you. You can stay where you are or come up onto the backs of the arms, practice 1 foot, 2nd foot, both feet. Once you're there, eventually Maybe you can do a little jump back. Definitely just if you want to have a play with that. Meeting you in upward facing dog when you're ready. So stepping back to down dog. Coming through your vinyasa. So high to low plank. Breath in, up dog. And breath out, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises high. And exhale, step up to right knee to right wrist for half pigeon. So if you have any issues with your knees, you can also do figure 4 on your back. Check that you're in the right position. Make sure that back foot isn't twisted. And then come down into your sleeping swan or your half pigeon. This is where you get to stretch out that glute muscle that has been working super hard. And maybe you can invite back your mantra meditation. If the mind starts to wander, just gently bringing it back to that sound or word that you've chosen today. Checking in on your pose and seeing if there's any moves to potentially deepen the practice for the last few breaths of this pose. When you're ready, pushing up onto your hands and helping your back leg around towards the front for a half fold forward. So getting prepared, bringing your right foot on the inside of your left leg, reach tall through the chest and exhale to fold. Again, this one can be really passive, so you can let go of the need to pull or make effort. And this is the part of the class where you really can let go. Gently walking the hands up, we'll come into one back bend fallen star. So you're going to reach up behind you, come up onto your right shin and reach over the top of your head for a little back bend. Exhale to come back down, cross your legs over, hands up. You can have a step, jump or walk back to downward facing dog. Pedal out through the legs a couple of times, check how the hips are feeling. Inhale through that left leg, reach tall. And exhale, preparing for that half pigeon on the left. So left knee to left wrist. And flexing that foot if you're quite flexible, but if you're finding that your shin's not parallel with your front knee, point the foot just to take that pressure off the knee. Coming down to where it feels like it's your edge today. And maybe making 2 fists with the hands if your forehead can't make it onto the floor, if that feels comfortable, just to allow your neck to relax. This is where a mantra meditation can really help if you find that your mind starts to wander. Seeing if you can shift a little more to deepen the pose for the last few breaths, or if this is already at your edge. Last breath wherever you are. And gently start to walk your hands up and help your back leg around towards the front into a half forward fold. Left foot on the inside of the right leg, moving that padding so the hip bones can move forward anteriorly. So reach up through the hands and fold over that right leg. Yeah, the hamstrings got a beating yesterday. There was a class yesterday. I don't know if anyone else came to Hope's class, but hammies are sore. Oh my God. Last breath. Gently walking your hands up. Coming into your half fallen star variation. So reach the right hand over, come up onto your left shin, reach over the head, big nice stretch. And exhale to come forward. Double forward fold if you would like. So straightening out both legs, preparing the hips, reaching up. I like to have my feet a little wider. Some people like them closer together. It's up to you. Inhale to open and exhale to fold. Again, inviting that mantra meditation into your practice today. And if you didn't find one that resonated with you, just saying release on the exhale is a nice choice. Last breath wherever you are. And gently walk the hands up. We'll bend through the knees. So I like to place my hands behind my knees to bend them. Open the chest and we'll slowly come down onto the floor. So imagine each vertebra is gently coming down, tilting through the hips, coming all the way down onto the floor. Coming into a supine twist. So exhale, bring that right knee in towards the chest, pull it up nice and tight. And exhale over the top of the body for supine twist. We'll stay in the supine twist a little longer today, releasing through the back. Inhale, gently coming back to center. Straightening out through both legs. And exhale, bring the left knee in towards the chest. Pulling it up nice and tight. Over the top of the body, supine twist. Seeing if you can bring both shoulder blades onto the floor. If that means releasing a little bit of the twist, that's okay. Inhale, coming back to center and taking any last moves you feel you need. A happy baby is a great option. So grabbing the outside edges of the feet and pulling the knees in towards the chest. Pushing that sacrum into the floor. Now taking your final Shavasana. And if you would like to take your mantra meditation into your Shavasana, that is an invitation only. And now bringing your attention back to your body. Deepening the breath. You're welcome to stay as you are. If you'd like to wiggle your fingers and toes, please do. Invitation to reach the hands up over the head for a big stretch. And with the breath out, bringing the knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a little cuddle for a great class. I find that my best Shavasanas are after the classes I've worked hard, so I hope that you enjoyed that one. When you're ready, rolling onto your favorite side, knees stay in towards the chest and eyes closed. And when you're ready, finding yourself in a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed and chin drawn in towards the chest. Finishing the class with your mantra one last time. Bring your hands to your hearts. So mantra is the repetition of a phrase, word or sound in order to concentrate better in meditation. It has also been shown to help with neural pathways in the brain to help us to be more positive or to rewire negative thoughts. Namaste. Thank you for coming today. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, it was harder than I expected. I was like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So I hope you enjoyed it.
Why are we still here?
Yeah, after